Hey there, guys. I hope you enjoyed that weird, silly little video. I thought it was funny anyway. Welcome to the Farmington Recreation Division virtual recreation how to draw live stream. You may notice that the audio quality is a little different for this one. We do have a fix on the way for that, but for today we're going to hang in there and just roll with what we've got. It's not about the audio quality anyway. It's about having fun using art and drawing some cool pictures, making some cool stuff. Speaking of making some cool stuff, today we're going to be making a really cool shark puppet. It's going to be a very simple project. You can make it using any creature you like. Today we're going to do a shark, but this is something that you can do just a lot of different things with. It's going to be very simplistic. Having said that, let's check out what materials we're going to be using and go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so as you can see already in front of me here, look out for that shark. He doesn't look happy. What we're going to be using is we've got just our white paper. It can be lined paper, plain white paper. There's no rule here, just any paper you got laying around. I'm going to be using a marker. You can use a pencil, you can use a pen. There's no specifics on this. Again, anything that draws will do. And we're going to be using a little bit of Scotch tape at the end. So those are our materials. There's not much else to say. Let's go ahead and get started here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take our paper and we are going to fold the bottom to the top. We're going to fold that just all the way up, match it to the top there, and we're going to be folding that in half just like that. Alrighty, now from here, we're going to take this this bottom piece we just folded up. We're not going to grab the whole thing. We're just going to grab one layer. We're going to fold that on down to the bottom again, just like that. This isn't the easiest thing in the world to figure out, especially if you're helping multiple little ones, but once you've got it, it's pretty simple. So now we've got our paper folded in half, and then we've got one layer folded back down to the bottom. Now what we're going to do is take this whole thing and flip it over to the back side, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to grab our top piece, and we're going to fold it right down to match the bottom of our paper. So now we've got a paper that has 3 folds in it. As you can see, once again, we've folded our paper in half. We folded this part down. We flipped it over, and we folded this part down. So now we've got a paper that looks like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and flip this last fold back up and flip it back over. So we've got this top piece, and our bottom piece is still folded down. So that's gonna remain folded down for now. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started with the drawing. It's going to be, again, just simplistic shapes, just like last time. It's all going to be very, very doable stuff. It's not overly difficult. You're not going to have a hard time trying to figure it out. Having said that, what we're going to start is we're going to do a half circle that just starts at the paper crease and goes across this top flap of paper to the other side of the paper crease. And we're only going to do it from one side of the crease to the other side of the crease. And we're just going to draw a half circle. Very easy. Make sure you leave some space at the top. Just like that. Very easy. Half circle. Nothing too fancy, nothing too difficult. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do the exact same thing on our bottom flap. Just in case there's anybody who's just joining us and you might not realize how we've got our paper folded, I'm going to show you one more time. What we've done is folded our paper in half, folded one flap down, and we flipped it over and we folded the second flap down. So now we've got a paper with 3 folds, sort of like an accordion. And then we've just folded our last flap back up and flipped it over to start our project. Okay. So from this half circle that we've drawn just on the top flap, we're going to do the exact same thing on our bottom flap. We're going to do the other half of the circle down here on our bottom flap. And I find it easiest to match up the two halves of the circle. If you start here, come about halfway, and then start here and meet that. That's the way I like to do it. You do it any way you want. There's no specifics here. Alrighty, so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to put our fin, because this is going to be the top of our shark up here. Let's go ahead and draw just sort of an upside down V. Very easy, very simple, just like that. And let's add his lower fins. That's going to be down on the bottom part. We're going to do a curved line that comes out, and then a curved line that comes out just to meet it on top, just like that. And we're just going to do the exact same thing on the opposite side. Just a couple of curved lines that come out to a point. So now we've got our shark, we've got his top fin, and his two side fins there. Pretty simple, nothing too hard. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and move on to the shark's eyes. And his eyes, again, are going to be very simple. We're just going to put a circle here, and we're going to go ahead and give him a shine, which means we're going to draw another small circle, sort of up in the top of that circle, and we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to color in these two circles, and I'm going to leave the small circle white. So I'm only coloring in the two larger circles, and I'm leaving the small circle white, just like that. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. All right, now we're going to give our shark a couple little nostrils, and it's just going to be a small circle there and a small circle there. Very simple, just like that. Very easy to do. Okay, now what I like to do is I'm going to go ahead and give him some surroundings before we move on to our next part here. So I'm going to draw the top of the water, just very lightly across the top. I'm going to leave the top of his fin sticking out, because that's what sharks do, you know. Scary sharks leave their fins sticking out so you know exactly where they are. All right, and I'm going to draw a little seabed down here too. For that, it's just going to be another kind of squiggly line that comes across underneath him. And there's no rhyme or reason to this. You just do whatever you want. When I get about here, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to draw another section line. I'm going to drop down just a little bit and draw a section underneath, and then right past that, I'm going to pick it right back up where I left off. So as you can see, it just looks like a piece of the ground has dropped down. And we're doing this so we can add a little piece of coral here. Now again, coral has no rhyme or reason. You make the coral look however you think coral should look. There's no right or wrong way to draw this piece of coral we're adding. And we're going to take these lines and just connect them to the sides of our coral there. So now we've got a neat little piece of coral in the foreground. See, we've got a foreground and a background. What I'm going to do on this side, because I like to even out my page, is I'm going to draw a little bit of seaweed. And that's just going to be a squiggly line that comes to a point, comes back down and meets the bottom at a point. Do another one off this way that does the same thing. Comes back down and meets the bottom. And one more. All right. I'd say that's some pretty good looking seaweed if you ask me. I'm pretty happy with that. One more little detail I'm going to add is I like to put bubbles when I'm drawing anything that's underwater. That just indicates for sure that we're underwater. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3 little bubbles next to our shark. And I'm going to draw another small circle inside of each one. I'm going to give those bubbles a shine. And that's how I'm going to leave the bubbles, just like that. Let's close one up for you so you can see. I just did 3 circles with 3 smaller circles inside of them, sort of like the eyes, almost exactly like the eyes. Alrighty. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to open up our page completely, and that's going to leave this large space between the top of our shark and the bottom of our shark. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to connect this top line of our shark all the way down to the bottom part of our shark. And that's just going to be one line. So I'm going to start down here and go up, just connecting the bottom to the top, just like that. And I'm going to do the exact same thing on the far side of our shark over here, right here. I'm going to do the same thing, connect the bottom all the way up to the top. Alrighty, so now the one thing our shark is lacking is a mouth. He really needs a mouth. Can't chomp those fishes in the sea without a mouth. So to make his mouth, where we're going to start is we're going to start at his top lip. So we're going to start just inside the line, just under our crease. And we're going to draw a line that goes across and stops about there. So you see we've left space on either side of the line there. Now let's go ahead and do his bottom lip, and for that we're going to start just above this crease. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to start about here, leave some space. We're going to draw a line that comes over and leaves a little space on the side, just like that. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we need to connect his top lip to his bottom lip, and we're going to do that the same way we connected the two halves of his body. We're going to start right on the corner of his bottom lip, and I'm going to draw a line that connects all the way up to his top lip, just like that. And I'm going to do the exact same thing on this side. Same thing. We'll get a little short and fix that. There we go. So now we've got his big open mouth. Now one thing all sharks need is teeth, definitely. Now the teeth, you do however you'd like. I'm going to give him some big chunky teeth. That's what I like. Just some big, fat, chunky shark teeth. All right. And you can do the teeth any way you like. You can put more teeth. You can put 2 teeth. You know, I don't care. You don't have to give him teeth. Maybe your shark's an old grandpa. He's just got gums. That's okay too. It's up to you. So I'm going to do the exact same thing on the bottom and give him some chunky bottom teeth. More. All right. So now our shark has all of his lovely teeth. So the next thing we're going to move on to is the tongue. Our shark definitely needs a tongue. So what we're going to do is we're going to start right here at our middle crease. I'm going to start at the side of my middle crease, about right here. And I'm just going to make a big U. It comes down and back up and meets the other side of the crease. So I'm staying right on this bottom crease here, or this middle crease here. So the next part of his tongue is we're going to draw the top of his tongue. So we're going to do just a couple of little bumps. One there, and one right next to it. So now we've got sort of a fat heart. Just a big fat heart going on, but that is his tongue. Okay, he's got a tongue. That means he still needs a throat. You can't swallow food without a throat. And it's just another thing visually that's going to make it a lot cooler to look at once we're finished. So we're going to start by coming up here above his tongue, and we're going to make just a U shape right above his tongue, just like that. Now, if you don't know what that is, most people call it the little dangly thing in the back of your throat. It's actually called a uvula. And what it does is I believe it helps you regulate your swallowing, but this isn't a science channel, this isn't our channel. So that's his uvula, or his dangly thing in the back of his throat. So from here, to make the rest of his throat, we're going to start right where we stopped on the top of the U, and we're going to make a curved line that comes down and connects to the tongue just like that by the middle crease. We'll do the exact same thing on the other side. Same thing, just like that. So now we've got a shark with a tongue and a throat. He's got some big, chunky, sharp teeth. Alrighty. You know, I really think the only other thing that we need here are a few details to finish this off. And I'm going to put some fish. Maybe some fish he's trying to chomp on. So the way I'm going to do my fish is I'm going to do sort of a partial circle. I'm going to make a circle, but it's not going to connect. Sort of looks like a balloon that doesn't have a bottom. Just sort of a curved line. And now for his fins, I'm going to do his fins just like I did the shark fins, only smaller. A curved line, another curved line, and then for the top of his back fin, a curved line, and another curved line, just like that. Sort of looks like a goldfish. It's making me hungry. Now he needs a bottom fin that's just sort of a little triangle on the bottom. And the top fin is sort of the same deal, just a little bit longer. And then to keep our fish simple, I'm just going to do a big fish eye. I'm going to do a big fish eye with a shine. And I'm going to fill that in just like the shark's eye. Just a big old fish eye on that thing. And again, because we're under the ocean, I want to give him some bubbles to indicate that that's where we are. I'm going to give him some bubbles just like that. And give those a little shine. I'm just going to put a little dot on those to indicate a shine. And I'm going to do a couple more fish. I'm not going to waste too much time here. We just did one. I'm just going to do the same thing. A couple more times. Couple fins. And a top fin. And a big old fish eye. And then a couple of bubbles. And I'm going to do one more little fish here. Same thing. I didn't change anything. I did the exact same thing again. Give him a few bubbles as well. Just like that. Now we've got our nice big shark. We've got our 3 little fishes. And you could add anything else you want to this. If you want to throw on an octopus or a baby shark, or I guess I better be careful saying baby shark. Maybe not a baby shark. But you can throw anything else you like on there. If you want to put a boat at the top, that's up to you. I think I'm happy with where I'm at here. So now just the very last thing we need is to make this puppet. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold the middle back in, and we're just going to have our top and bottom meet, just like that. Now, as you can see here, it's pretty obvious how this puppet works. Now, the easiest way to make this puppetable is with just a little bit of tape. So I'm going to try to do this myself. I'm going to turn it over to its back, and since I'm doing this myself, I'm going to make it as easy as I can. Now, if you're with another person or you're making puppets with someone else, they can tape your hands for you. But to do it myself, I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to get me a couple of pieces of tape. I'm going to go ahead and get those before. Actually, I'm going to get both of them, one for my thumb and one for the top of my hand. Okay. What I'm going to do is place the top of my hand here. And I'm just going to put that piece of tape right across the top of my hand, just like that. Now, I hope this works out. It's a little difficult to do this on your own, but so now for my thumb, what I'm going to do is put my thumb where I want it for the puppet. And I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to put that piece of tape right across my thumb. Just like that. All right. Let's switch back to the other camera so you can see my puppet in full. This is what I've got. Ooh, that's my shark. Nom, 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 nom. Now, of course, you can color this. You can spend more time making it colorful. I think I'm happy with that, just to keep this a little shorter. I know last time we did a how to draw live stream. It was very long. It was a lot of fun, but it might have been a little long. So we're going to keep this one nice and compact for you. So that's how you do a shark puppet. And again, you can use just about any creature or animal you can think of to make one of these. It doesn't have to be a shark. I just like the way the shark looks. Alrighty. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. If you're watching this after the fact, thank you as well. If you have any ideas for live streams you'd like to see, and anything creatively you'd like to show us to go over as far as art, drawing, or crafts, just something you maybe want to know more about, go ahead and leave us a comment. Leave us a comment with just any content you'd like to see. We're always open. We want to bring you what you want. So I think we're going to go ahead and end that there. I'm happy with it. My shark's happy. Are you happy? I'm happy. All right. He's happy. He said so. Alrighty. So thanks for joining us, and we will see you all next time. Take care. Meow.